Ladies and gentlemen, more often than not, you've seen videos of clips of cartoons that I've done, that I've put together. This is a tribute of another sort. This was an email sent to me by my mother, and it was forwarded to her. As a company, Airlines is going to support Red Fridays. Last week I was in Atlanta, Georgia, attending a conference. While I was in the airport returning home, I heard several people behind me beginning to clap and cheer. I immediately turned around and witnessed one of the greatest acts of patriotism I have ever seen. Moving through the terminal was a group of soldiers in their camels. As they began heading to the gate, everyone, well, almost everyone, was abruptly to their feet with their hands waving and cheering. When I saw the soldiers, probably 30 or 40 of them, being applauded and cheered, it hit me. I'm not alone. I'm not the only red-blooded American who still loves this country and supports our troops and their families. Of course, I immediately stopped and began clapping for these young unsung heroes who are putting their lives on the line every day for us so we can go to school, work, and home without fear or reprisal. Just when I thought I could not be more proud of my country or of our servicemen and women, a young girl not more than 6 or 7 years old ran up to one of the male soldiers, kneeled down, and said hi. The little girl then asked him if he would give something to her daddy for her. The young soldier, who didn't look any older than maybe 22 himself, said he would try and did and do whatever. And what did she want to give to her daddy? Then suddenly the little girl grabbed the neck of the soldier, gave him the biggest hug she could muster, and kissed him on the cheek. The mother of the little girl, who said her daughter's name was Courtney, told the young soldier that her husband was a Marine and had been in Iraq for 11 months now. As the mom was explaining how much her daughter Courtney missed her father, the young soldier began to tear up. When this temporarily single mom was done explaining her situation, all of the soldiers huddled together for a brief second. Then one of the other servicemen pulled out a military-looking walkie-talkie. They started playing with the device and talking back and forth on it. After about 10 or 15 seconds of this young soldier walked back to Courtney, bent down and said this to her. I spoke to your daddy and he told me to give this to you. He then hugged this little girl that he had just met and gave her a kiss on the cheek. He finished by saying, your daddy told me to tell you that he loves you more than anything and he's coming home very soon. The monk at this point was crying almost uncontrollably as the young soldier stood to his feet. He saluted Courtney and her mom. I was standing no more than 6 feet away from this entire event. As the soldiers began to leave, heading towards their gate, people resumed their applause. As I stood there applauding and looked around, there were very few dry eyes, including my own. That young soldier, in one last act of selflessness, turned around and blew a kiss to Courtney with a tear rolling down his cheek. We need to remember every day all of our soldiers and their families and thank God for them and their sacrifices. At the end of the day, it's good to be an American. Red Fridays. Very soon you will see a great many people wearing red every Friday. The reason? Americans who support our troops used to be called the silent majority. We are no longer silent and are voicing our love for God, country, and home in record-breaking numbers. We are not organized, boisterous, or overbearing. We get no liberal media coverage on TV to reflect our message or our opinions. Many Americans like you, me, and all of our friends simply want to recognize that the vast majority of America support our troops. Our idea of showing solidarity and support for our troops with dignity and respect starts this Friday and continues each and every Friday until the troops all come home, sending a deafening message that every red-blooded American who supports our men and women afar will wear something red. By word of mouth, press or TV, let's make the United States on every Friday a sea of red, much like a homecoming football game in the bleachers. If every one of us who loves this country will share this with acquaintances, co-workers, friends, and family, It will not be long before the USA is covered in red, and it will let our troops know that the white silent majority is on their side more than ever. Certainly more than the media lets on. The first thing a soldier says when asked, "What can we do to make things better for you?" is, "We need your support and your prayers." Let's get the word out and lead with class and dignity, by example, and wear something red every Friday. If you agree, send this on. If you could care less, go ahead and hit the X button and stop listening to this message. We live in the land of the free only because of the brave. Their blood runs red, so wear red. I'm among one of these few soldiers who managed, who have family and am lucky enough to have such a wonderful opportunity to defend this country. Many of the there may not be very many views that that I agree with, but I do agree that this is the greatest country to live in. And we have many people fighting, live, fighting, and dying for our freedoms. Let's show these people that they are not alone. Let's show these people that we care. Thank you.